Hey guys, so I've just arrived at the front of HC Medical. Now, funnily, it's been nearly 12 months since I was here last, and that includes just for not just filler, but for Botox as well. So I'm coming in just to have a chat with Hannah. We're just going to have a bit of an assessment and see how things are looking. So for me, I can't believe how well the injectables or the muscle relaxants in the forehead have maintained. Normally, if I have anything like that done, we're looking at maybe 3 to 6 months if I'm really, really lucky turnaround before I feel like I need to have anything else done. But as you can see, I mean, I don't really feel like there's any real obvious lines or anything like that. It's only really just starting to become a bit more noticeable for me where I feel like I could have a top up. So, and I think it was March last year since I came in last. So I am over the moon, to say the least, that it has lasted this long. So the other thing that we're going to chat about today is just underneath the eyes a little bit. You can see I had the troughs of the eyes done last time. Again, it was about 12 months ago, so I feel like maybe they could do with a little bit of a top up. I don't have any makeup on. I did that just so you guys could see exactly what we look like beforehand. So yeah, so let's go inside. We'll have a chat with Hannah and we'll see what she thinks, and I'll show you the after results. See you guys. Okay, so I've just we've got all the numbing cream on my face already. So it's been on for about 20 minutes now, and I feel like already I can't really talk properly. But this kind of process is something that I find not a lot of clinics actually do. So I'm just kind of go straight in there, maybe just using a little bit of ice or nothing at all. So this is actually really refreshing, and this is kind of one of the key things that makes the experience here so enjoyable, because it is actually quite relaxing because you can't feel anything. So Hannah's just kind of going in now, and what I thought might be helpful is if she just kind of gives us a quick walkthrough as to exactly what we're going to be doing today, and then that way you guys will have an idea on what I'm having done, and if it might be kind of suitable for you guys as well. So everybody, this is Hannah. So what are we doing today?
So today we're going to do a combination of anti-wrinkle injections. One to help improve the lines and wrinkles, and two to help because Hayley does get jaw pain and also gets migraines as well. The other thing we're going to do is some dermal fillers to help support the skin structure and keep everything looking nice and natural. And we're also going to give her a little bit of a juju lip as well, just a bit of a freshen up there.
Who doesn't love a juju lip?
So I'm just going to mark out now for the anti-wrinkle. So we're going to do the frown. If you just frown for me here, what we're looking at here is the muscle movement. So we mark out where the muscles are moving, and then what this will do is relax that muscle so that Hayley can't frown, which will prevent these lines from becoming any stronger as she continues to age. And then as she raises up, you can see through here. So we're going to do a little bit of a sprinkle, again, just to prevent and just to stop these lines from happening. And then once she's feeling numb enough, we'll start on the other bits.
Excellent. All right, here we go.
Done.
Now, is it true that most people find that one side of their face is more sensitive to pain than the other?
Yes, absolutely. That's really, really common. I find it's normally the second side that most clients find a little bit more uncomfortable.
It happens to me.
Yeah, so we'll see which side it is today.
That's the skinny side.
Yeah, second side. Yep. I always think it's because you know what you're in for.
Yeah.
Skin. Here, so just smile up. So again, we're just looking at supporting the skin here, and then relax, and then just clench your teeth for me. So this is why Hayley, she's very strong in the masseter muscle here. So once we slim this muscle down, we need to consider what that's going to look like. So I'm going to support the skin here so that when the masseter's down, that it's supporting the skin. Okay, just smile up again and relax, and then just clench your teeth for me and relax there.
So this is one of the key reasons why I love going to see Hannah or any of the team at HC Medical, is because it's not just about getting injectables or fillers or anything along those lines. It's everything that they do. They consider not only how you look and feel at that current moment in time, but they also take the time to really think through how you're going to look after the treatments. So for anybody in particular that's looking at having their masseters done or anything along those lines where the muscle is going to be reduced in size, it's going to significantly change the shape of your face, and I've noticed it firsthand. And I'll put up a before and after photo at the end of this video as well, so you guys can just see how huge the difference can be, particularly in that masseter area, how much difference it can make in the reduction of the muscle. So I had such a huge muscle buildup on my jawline, and seeing the difference after having the injectables around that area is just absolutely huge. So I love that they take the time to understand how that's going to impact on my facial structure before it even happens. So you really have this seamless transition as your kind of face shape changes and the muscles relax, and you start to kind of notice all of these differences, but everything just settles into place really nicely and naturally, so nobody around you notices anything different, other than the fact that after a couple of weeks you just start to look naturally a little bit fresher. So I'm so impressed with what they've done, and that's why I trust them implicitly, and I would never really go anywhere else.
Oh, so when Hayley smiles, so just smile up for me, you can see now that the volume's replaced on this side. And then I'll show you on the other side, when Hayley smiles up, it dips back. So I'm replacing the volume, and that just keeps the results looking nice and natural. So if Hayley smiles up now, smile a little bit harder for me if you can. I know you're so numb. So you can see on this side where the skin here, the laxity there. So this is what I'm looking for. And then the area that I've treated, if you look on the other side, you can see now it's much more supported. And you can see the temple area is still looking amazing, because Hayley and I actually did a bit of a freshen up with that a few months ago, just to maintain there, and that's really lasting well. So you can see here, so when Hayley smiles up, she's just got this little gap here because of these vessels and the artery that runs down and relax. I'm going to swap to a cannula just for safety reasons, so that I can get into this little spot for the aesthetic results. So just going to feel a little sting. So this is the entry point for the cannula.
I didn't anyway. It's just your hand.
Okay, so I've left this in for a couple of very distinct reasons. You're either still with me because you're genuinely interested in having fillers or injectables yourself and you really want to know what the process is like, or maybe you've had fillers and injectables before and you just like seeing the comparison to how other people do things, or maybe you've just got a perverse interest in what the human body can withstand. Either which way, I'm glad that you're still here, and the reason why I have left this in, I haven't sped up this section at all, is because this is one of the really key reasons why I keep going back to HC Medical. It's not because they've got cameras on them right now. What Hannah is doing right now is taking her time. She's being incredibly pedantic. I've never had anybody take so much care and attention to detail to the really minor things. So what happens is, in between each section, when Hannah has finished, she'll get me to sit up, I look in the mirror, and then she'll ask how I feel. Now, me being a bit of a people pleaser, a lot of the time in the past, I'll just politely say, oh, that looks great, I'm really happy with it. But what I have noticed is, particularly because of the ethos that HC Medical has, is they really take on a duty of care. So what this means is, whether you've got cameras there or not, is they genuinely want to make sure that you have the right result. So if you leave in a couple of days' time, if something isn't sitting right, they genuinely want to know about that because they want you to leave knowing that you've had that 5-star service and that you were genuinely 100% happy with what they have achieved. So this is what I love. I've never had somebody take so much time and care to make sure that everything is perfectly symmetrical and exactly the way that I described how I wanted to look. I want to make sure that when I leave, I still look natural, I still have movement in my face. It's really important for me. I do a lot of filming, so I don't want to look like I'm completely expressionless. And that's why I love watching how much time and attention Hannah takes to make sure that things are perfect. As squeamish as it may be, I'm not a good person when it comes to looking at needles and things like that. However, even looking back, you can just see how comfortable I am. I'm in no pain whatsoever. I'm genuinely quite relaxed and very comfortable with everything that Hannah is doing. So I just wanted to leave that in to really reassure you guys that whether you see HC Medical or anybody else, just make sure that whoever you're seeing, they actually offer that aftercare service. So when you leave the clinic, if anything starts to settle in a way that you're not 100% happy with, that you make sure that they genuinely want to have that follow-up appointment with you to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect. Because at the end of the day, this is your face, it's your health, and you deserve nothing but the best. Now, full disclosure, this is the first time that I've ever let anybody touch my lips before. I was really nervous going into this particular session because I'd heard a lot of stories about how painful it can be having your lips done. And to be honest, I wasn't unhappy with my lips in the first place. Hannah did ask if there was anything that I would like, and I said, look, if you could make my lips just a little bit more defined without looking done, then I would be interested. And sure enough, she's taken exactly what I asked and she's delivered. So all that she's done is really just define the outer edges of my lips, gave a little bit more fullness, and what I love at what they do with HC Medical is they specialise in defining the Cupid's bow, which any of my makeup friends out there listening to this, you'll understand just how important that is when it comes to doing lip art. We spend so much time highlighting that Cupid's bow to give the illusion of a fuller, more defined lip. And now that Hannah has gone in and just done that naturally, I don't feel like I need to spend any time with any false shimmery products or anything along those lines to give the false impression of a defined full lip, because now it just looks like I naturally have one. So, and again, total honesty, this was the only procedure that I had done on the day that was a little bit stingy. I was a little bit uncomfortable when we were having the lips done, just particularly around the edges. So it did sting a little bit. It wasn't as bad as what I was expecting it to be, particularly given the stories that I had heard. And again, considering the outcomes that I had as a result of it, I'm so totally happy, and I'll definitely have it done again. I was really, really nervous about having my lips done. I definitely didn't want them to look like they had just been stuck on my face. And look, each to their own, but I just wanted mine to look really natural and subtle, and I didn't want anybody to notice. And definitely after the swelling went down, that's exactly what I got, and I'm so, so happy.
Hayley hasn't actually seen what we've done yet, so that shows how much that she trusts me. So I'm just about to give her the mirror for the first time.
Give me.
And we've done lips for the first time too.
I know, it's what I'm really excited about. Oh my god! Wow. Oh my gosh, I feel so much fresher. Oh my god, look at my lips! How exciting! Oh my goodness. Definitely a lipstick kind of weekend now.
I always like to have a feel of the filler after treatment, just so I can feel like that it's sitting in the right place and just massage anywhere that needs any attention. You can cut that out, that sounds rubbish.
Hey guys, now before we finish up the video, I just wanted to have one extra quick word with everybody. At the end of the day, this still is a medical procedure that you're having done, so just make sure that you take the time to really research the practitioner that you go to see for any kind of injectables. Ultimately, as I said, it is a procedure, it is a medical procedure, and sometimes things can go wrong, sometimes more severe than others. This last visit that I had with Hannah, after a couple of days of seeing her, we noticed, I'll put up a photo, but particularly underneath this this eye here, I had a bit of a defined line that it was kind of persisting, it wouldn't go down after the swelling. Now the reason for this is because HC Medical, they like to kind of help people walk in and out without feeling like you have any downtime. So they're trying to avoid bruising, which is exactly what Hannah was doing with me. So we used a cannula on this side because she was trying to avoid hitting particular veins and things like that were showing up on this side of the face. So even though she was taking extra care to avoid any bruising, as a result, the cannula did leave a bit of a permanent kind of a line that was from the filler, the way that it had settled in that particular area. And I'll upload a photo. I tried to find a good one where you could see what the actual line that I'm talking about, so I'll add that up on the screen now. And this is why it's so important to make sure that you're going to see somebody reputable. If you're seeing just somebody that's a fly-in, fly-out kind of, a Botox party or anything along those lines, that aftercare will not be there. And even though the experience that I had, it was totally a minor issue, I was able to go in and Hannah fixed it up instantly. We just dissolved the product and she re-put it in. I said, I don't care if I've got a little bit of a bruise there, whatever needs to be done just to smooth out that section. And so we did, and you can tell now it's just absolutely seamless. All of the swelling has settled. I feel really symmetrical and I think everything looks amazing. I'm really, really happy. But it just really did highlight for me, I'm like, sometimes things can go wrong, so please be cautious, do your research, make sure that you go to see somebody that is incredibly experienced, that is reputable, and actually cares about that after process. So if something does go wrong, that you have that backup network there to not only rectify the issue, but also to give you any advice about that after home care procedures and things like that you need to do to make sure that you get the most out of your injectables. So yeah, it was just one final word that I wanted to add into the video. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you've got any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, or you can follow me over on Instagram at Hayley Hughes Creative, and make sure you follow the HC Medical team as well, which is at HC Medical. Thanks guys, bye for now.